Sometimes when I'm walking around campus, I see someone and I wonder how their day is going. Now, if I were to ask, I think that most of the time I would get a, "Oh, good so far," pretty easy going. When most of the time I wonder if that person was telling the honest truth, if their answer would go a little more like this. I'm pretty stressed out because of this test. See, it's like my heart is beating out of my very own chest. It's compressed, distressed, like an uncomfortable house guest. To confess, it may even need a miniature life vest. Until I get to take this test and impress everyone so that they may see that I am better than the rest. Or maybe it would go more like this. "Oh, if you do insist, I'm pretty pissed off at my boyfriend for who he kissed. See, I wish you would realize that I am a gift, but now I'm sitting here with both of my fists clenched, thinking to myself, without him, I don't know why I should exist." And maybe both of those are wrong, and so I wonder if it would go like this. "I'm basically at my worst. See, I spent 4 years training for this race, and I didn't even get first. It feels like my heart has burst, like it's been reversed, submersed, dispersed, as I fell head first into this pit of failure that has me feeling like a giant yellow sponge with an unquenchable thirst." But see, I'm not here to talk about why we should be honest with each other and ourselves. No, I'm here to ask why we let trivial things in life affect us like we're the 150-pound sirloin in these problems of a steak knife that cuts us up and makes us believe that our self-worth is determined by what's cutting us up, rather than who created the meat. It's like our identity isn't in or about who made me, it's about how I played and who I dated, whether or not I got a C. This identity crisis disallows us to be the joyful, loving, wonderful creations God meant us to be. Instead, it instills anger, depression, and sometimes jealousy, recklessly running around like Marlin looking for Nemo, anemone? And so if we are Marlin, then what's the Nemo we're chasing after? Is it success, money, or maybe even laughter? Just chasing a bunch of Caspers that leave us scattered and shattered like a pinata. Sometimes I wonder if God thinks we look like a bunch of little kids chasing what we think is the best candy of all, but in fact, turns out to be just an empty candy wrapper. And I'm not trying to sound like a pastor. In fact, most of the time, I'm one of those kids chasing the empty candy wrapper. Instead, here tonight, I'm trying to encourage myself and encourage you. That if our lives were about finding Jesus, nothing else we would pursue. If we only knew the joy, love, and happiness that would ensue if we just chased Jesus in this life. Instead of trying to do everything ourselves, making everything perfect, putting so much pressure on every little thing we do, but instead, let him say, "I got you." See, I had you from the very beginning when everything was anew. My love and my grace has been raining on you like one of those strawberries just sitting under an endless fountain of chocolate fondue. So my prayer tonight is that we let his love, his grace, his joy reign, and outflow from our lives to every person in this earthly domain. Like an unstoppable force like the McDonald's fast food chain. May we stop finding our identity in what we do or what we say, but let us find our identity in who can take us all the way. Let us stop letting little things called strife keep us from sharing this beautiful, unmerited gift of life. See, this God who created every single one of us didn't do it so we could pout around all day. And he definitely didn't send his son to die on a cross so that we could find our identity in how much we got paid. No, see, I think he did it so that we could have a relationship with him, spend eternity together as our sins are wiped clear. So students of Huntington University, please this year, let's start finding our identity in him, our joy in life, so that we may build his kingdom here